Hello again, students. In the last video, we created this quick little 5-paragraph essay. It's just in rough draft state. And in this video, what I promised to do is to go over these learning objectives. So you're going to learn how to correctly format an MLA style research paper with heading and margins requirements, the font and the spacing, Intext citations, works cited, and page numbers. And so this will hopefully allow you to have the information you need to write that 5-paragraph essay this week. So first things first, let's go back to our paper here. And let's go ahead and eliminate the extra stuff we don't really need. I don't need this word introduction. We can delete that. I no longer need my writing prompt, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that as well. And now it's a little bit cleaner. All right, first thing I have down is the heading and the margins. Well, I have a source online that I use to help me all the time. It's called the Purdue OWL, or Online Writing Lab. So let's just type in Purdue OWL. Oops, I spelled Purdue wrong. P-U-R-D-U-E OWL. See, we have the formatting and style guide at the Purdue Writing Lab. So let's go here for MLA. And they have some great things all online for free to help you with your MLA styling. So if you look down here, you can see they have Works Cited Page, how to do all of these different types, formatting, quotations, and my personal favorite, the MLA sample paper. Let's go ahead and click on that. Because we can see exactly what an MLA paper should look like at the top. So first, this will be your name, and then your professor's name or your teacher's name, the course, and then the date. So let's go ahead and mimic that in our own. So we're just going to call ourselves student. Oop. Is our name, right? First name, last name. Your teacher, that'd be me, Miss Libby. Third thing is your class. This is Computer Applications 1. And finally, the date. Now their date was in a very specific format. Let's double check. They have 12 of February 2012, no commas. So today would be 11 of June 2020, because I work through the summer. Okay, we have our heading. And then we need a title, centered, written in 12-point Times New Roman font. Okay, title of this paper, let's go with Sports and Academics. We'll just keep it simple. And they said centered. So that's just this button right up here to center a line. All right, so we did our heading. Let's double check our margins by going up to margins are up here in your layout tab. So then you click layout, go down to margins. What we want is 1 inch on each side, which is normal, but you just want to make sure that's where we're at. So we'll just click on that. Our margin should be good. Font. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight my entire paper, and I'm going to go to my Home tab. I want Times New Roman. So I don't see it right there. But as soon as I type in TIM, it comes up. So we got Times New Roman. Everything size 12. So we fixed that. And I also had some gray from a website I copied from and some black text. So I'm just going to change this text color to automatic. All right, so we've went over font. Now everything should be double spaced, which we can do by going here to the spacing, 2.0. And then sometimes it adds in these extra spaces before and after paragraphs. So let's go ahead and remove any spaces after paragraph. So now everything is double spaced, correct margins, and it's just almost a 2-page essay. Okay, so what else is in our example paper that we need to look at? Let's just check and make sure ours looks like theirs. Okay, we have a nice centered title, and look up here, last name of the author and page 1. Okay, so we need to do some page numbering. So if we just double click up here in the heading area, or in the design tab, you have header, and you can design it in this drop down and do some different types of things. Or you can just come up here and go tab over again, and now you're over on the right alignment. And we'll just type in our last name, student, and then instead of typing the number 1, that will just make it say student 1 on every page. We don't want that. We actually want student and then go to this page number, and then we'll go current position, plain number. So now our second page, if we close our header and footer, should say student 2, and it does. And a third page will say student 3. So that's working well. The next thing I want to go over on this paper is in-text citations and your Works Cited page. So as we read through, an in-text citation needs to be used anytime that someone else's idea is used, whether it's in a direct quote and they get their name with that direct quote, or if it's a paraphrase of their idea, you still have to give them credit with their name in parentheses. So let's take a look at how they look, the citations look in our example paper on the Purdue OWL. So as I scroll down in the example paper, I found right here an in-text citation where they directly quoted the author Dan Hoff. So they have their quote here, and then notice there's no punctuation right after that quote in the sentence. Quotation marks, then parentheses, author's last name, page number. On an online source, you won't always have page numbers, but then closing parentheses, and then the period. So let's make this change to our in-text citations on our page. Okay, so where's one that we did this way? Playing sports. Okay, so this is a direct quote right here, so we'll start it. Playing sports helps students relax and reduce their anxiety. Remember, our period didn't go here. And then there's the last name. There would be a page number if there was one, but there's not. So then parenthetical citation for the author's last name, which I am going to remove the caps. Period. And then we could say, instead of having a second one just like that, we could say he also, or in addition, healthcare professionals recommend physical activity as a key ingredient to any stress management activity, period. We're going to remove that period. And again, change his name to lowercase, citation, period. Oh, in addition is used before. So I'll say also up here. Okay, so we've changed those. See if we can find some more. Okay, and then this one is a little bit different because instead of being a direct quote, it is a paraphrase. So then we go ahead and give Khalil credit for the idea, even though there isn't a quote here. let's see what we have in this next one. Ripley, so there's your author's name. Instead of putting it in parentheses, I wrote her name and said Ripley states that, and then here's our quote. Okay, it's a pretty long quote. We should probably double check the rules on how long a quote is before you have to indent it. So over on the side panel, I navigated to MLA formatting quotations, where the more simple quotations are above, where they're only one line. But then, if we look down below, long quotations. So if there are more than 4 lines of prose or 3 lines of verse, place quotations in a freestanding block of text and omit and indent it. Omit the quotation marks and indent 1/2 inch. So how much did we have here? We have like 1, 2, 3.5, 4. We might want to put that in its own indentation. So we'll go like this. We'll just click enter. And again, it said to remove the quotes. And so there it is. Now what we want to do with this is we want to indent the entire thing. So can we tab it over? Yep, we just click tab and it indented it 1/2 inch. So there we go. Finally, I want to complete our Works Cited page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this URL we saved. Then I'll go back into Google. I am going to search for Citation Machine, MLA. So here's our MLA format, Citation Machine. Right now we'd be citing a book. What we want to do is cite a website. And then we'll just Control V, paste that in, and search for it. Okay, it found it. However, it doesn't look quite right. They didn't have the publication month day, so we'll have to do a few edits to make sure it has the right information from the article. So we're going to go check our article to make sure that this is the correct title, because I don't really think it is. Benefits, okay, so this is the one. And it says school should be about learning, not sports. I think that's the correct title. They grabbed this one, and that really isn't it. So you do want to double check Citation Machine and make sure it's correct. So now we go back to Citation Machine. We'll paste in this. Look, they didn't find our author, and her name was Amanda Ripley. So we'll type in her first name and the published date, March 2nd, 2015. So 2 of March 2015. And now it should be as correct as we can get it. We'll click Create Citation. So after you've created all of your citations, you can go ahead and copy all out of your citation machine and then paste them on the new last page, whatever your final page is. And then at the top, you type Works Cited and go ahead and center that. Times New Roman, it's still Times New Roman size 12. All lines after the first one are indented, so our Works Cited looks good. Our whole paper, you'll just want to proofread it again, make sure everything is correct. And voila, we have our MLA 5-paragraph essay paper. So that was my quick little tutorial on how to format it, and I hope you enjoy the next video too.